What? It's just an ordinary crabby... Oh my goodness!
Well, 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 gentlemen. Here I come to you bearing an important message, important knowledge. I offer you a wonderful view into utter demonic energies, the purest of evils. We are going to talk about the ugly bastard and everything that surrounds him. I think everyone can sort of understand what the ugly bastard implies, but not everybody understands the context of this guy that exists. This ugly bastard, you might say, is somebody who, well, as the name implies, he's an ugly, ugly man. Honestly, a big, ugly bastard. They're usually fat, a receding hairline, pretty much just a really unappealing person on top of having a really, really shady personality. You know, the guy that, goes inside the gas station and just stares at, one corner of the aisle at the gas station, and the guy's just at the cash register is just looking over. It's like, you gonna buy anything? And he's just staring there silently, breathing through his mouth. He's like one of those guys. But fundamentally, the ugly bastard is someone who, is a destroyer of relationships. He has a close tie to a certain genre of, let's just say entertainment, material that is very infamous in the anime community, and that is NTR. NTR. And this will tie into our discussion of the ugly bastard. So NTR, for those who don't know, is a particular genre within, pornographic material, mainly hentai. Now, generally, this just involves, just bad things happening. It's like horror, in a way. It's like a horror genre, but for hentai. The worst timeline to ever occur. So generally, the main base premise for most of NTR, or Nettoraire, is the full name of the acronym, generally involves either there's a couple, or there's a boy that has a love interest. And what generally involves is that they either love each other, or they're already in a relationship, and, it goes down into cuckoldry. It's either cuckoldry, cheating, and generally speaking, the male lead either finds out about it or is completely oblivious to it. And it generally involves this ugly bastard. The ugly bastard. A very unappealing, ugly character that's fat. I don't know what created the impetus to make it specifically this type of dude, but I guess there's a very bad connotation to fat guys with receding hairlines and who are also ugly. Don't know, don't care. It's horror, I guess you could say, because, it's like an inversion of logic as to what would be appealing about this guy, generally speaking. Now, there are some stories within NTR that generally give a reasoning as to why this occurs. Generally, the ugly bastard is either the landlord, or he's like a very important businessman, or he's a very powerful man, usually. That's generally what it involves. And they do often make it to where that the male character that's getting cheated on has smaller equipment compared to the bastard. Yeah, that's usually something that occurs, but not always. But yeah, NTR is just generally, cuckoldry, cheating, that sort of stuff, and it always ends in an unhappy ending, generally speaking, where the male lead kind of just fucking loses and nothing goes well for him. And the ugly bastard either gets the girl or makes her into some strange, weird slave. Yeah. Not good. Not good, but apparently, this stuff has been so prominent that we have given this particular archetype of a character that name of Ugly Bastard. Now, generally speaking, the Ugly Bastard just starts off with, using his influence or power, hell, even seduction. And trust me, bro, this stuff gets pretty wild once you go into certain storylines and whatnot. Generally speaking, this fucking dude is always somehow getting the win. I don't know. It's really weird. And people, generally use this dude as like a meme just to really push the point of just how fucking absurd NTR is, because most of the time it does involve the ugly bastard, this fat bastard who somehow destroys a pure and wholesome relationship a lot of the times. Like, trust me, bro, this stuff gets pretty fucked up once you actually learn a lot and read into a lot of, like, the storylines that involve this type of character archetype, and it's fucking absurd of how just evil and really bad this stuff goes. Like, trust me, NTR is, like, horror. Like, I don't really know how else to describe it other than just, like, indescribable horror of the possibility. Like, it's so offensive to people. Like, trust me, bro, either dudes love the stuff that involve this guy, or they hate it. And I want to know why those guys love it so much, especially involving, like, this guy. Because it's one thing to have a very attractive character, and there are definitely stories and content that involve a far more attractive male compared to the male lead, who's better in a lot of aspects where, they steal his girl away and, you get the shitty, unhappy ending. But it's a completely different and another thing to have the character be purposely ugly, which is very uncharacteristic to most anime and stuff made in Japan. They like to make things beautiful and look really good and make every character look very attractive, but it's just this one thing, especially in, like, stuff that it's hentai. Like, you might want to make everyone appealing looking, but I don't know. It's so weird. It's so weird to have this one character be extremely ugly and unappealing, and even have, like, a really, really evil attitude and really, really evil morals, evil and shitty morals, just to do this stuff to people. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But apparently it's been going on for quite some time. Like, this is like a very well-known cultural, meme or whatever. And, like, if you're a part of anime culture, you kind of know what this guy is. This guy's going to try and steal your girl. Like, he's going to try and destroy your relationship, fucking steal your waifu. It's like an esoteric horror, in a sense, because it literally goes against all forms of logic and understanding of what we know about what causes attraction to people, because he's not even a good person. Like, most of the time, this type of character archetype is just really bad. Like, they abuse their power, they're very abusive and overbearing against others, they're very ugly and unappealing. As stated before, they're fat and have a receding hairline most of the time, and have a very ugly looking face. They make these guys purposely ugly looking. It goes against all forms of logic and understanding of what we naturally know of relationships. It's just so fucking absurd. It's, like, outright horrific. And I don't know, it's really interesting. It's really interesting. But I would say this type of character is a very interesting character, which you can go far deeper down the rabbit hole than I have. It's certainly something. It's certainly something. And there's tons of content to go through. And, the meme itself, because it's so prevalent in this certain type of genre. You know, people use this guy all the time, just meme him all the time. But at the end of the day, I guess people like what they like, and I don't know, it's certainly something to really think about. It's like, what exactly makes NTR appealing, especially when the characters, like, you have a very particular character that's doing the stuff, if you know what I mean, and he's extremely unattractive. I really want to know what's the motivation behind that. Is it like a self-insert? Is it, well, it can't be a self-insert. Could it be? I don't know. It's a fucking shitter shower thought that I've had for a little while about this particular type of character archetype that I have no idea how to wrap my head around, other than it's purposely an ugly character that's a shitty character, and maybe there's nothing else to it other than that, just to have, like, just a really just egregious type of character get their way, especially in NTR. Like, I don't know. That might be it. It might be it. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know. You tell me, guys. Because I have no idea why this guy is found quite often in this type of genre. And even in other genres as well. It doesn't even have to be explicit, like, you know, hentai or ecchi. Anything like that. It could be just like a normal ass anime, and you have this guy just lingering around as like a, you know, like a small. They're usually small time villains if it's like that in just a regular anime. But if it's like an actual, like, you know, hentai plot, like, oh yeah, this dude's fucking getting his way, he's gonna win at the end of the day, and it's gonna be horrible. But it's like a car crash, and you can't stop looking at it. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. You fellas tell me what you think about The Ugly Bastard. Do you like having ugly characters in your media? I don't know. You tell me. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.